Hello and welcome to Unlimited Splash, where I play too many colors and try to get away with it. While I jump into the queue to do a premiere draft of Avatar The Last Airbender, trying to level up from Platinum up to Mythic, thought I'd say a few words about the point of my channel. I am absolutely trying to win games. I'm trying to level up. I'm obeying limited fundamentals like having a good curve and having a high creature count. But at the same time, I value Magic as a fun way to spend time, as recreation, and I like to pack as much fun into my deck as possible. There is a pure joy of having a two-color aggro deck and beating people down, but I like to pull off interesting combos or having maybe more colors than you would expect in my deck. At the same time, I respect the game's color requirements. I respect having enough mana sources to pay for all of my pips. And I think over the years, I've gotten pretty good at pushing it up to the limit and playing as many different colors and as many cool strategies as I reasonably can. Sometimes I definitely go overboard, but hopefully that just means that I'm spending my gems to try out weird edge strategies in a way that, maybe you don't have to waste some gems on, right? So hopefully this is an opportunity for you to watch some fun games of Magic where I'm spending the gems, I'm spending the money, and ultimately you don't have to figure out how hard or how easy it is to have 20 Judies or play some kind of 5-color deck that's not about shrines or anything like this. So anyways, again, going back to limited fundamentals, I'm obviously not someone who's going to pass a great card just to do something kind of quirky. So in this situation, it's just going to be Invasion Submersible, which is far and away, in my opinion, the best card in the pack. Certainly as a single colored card. By a similar token here, as Unlimited Splash, look, I have a huge fondness for Hermetic Herbalist. This is the classic Unlimited Splash card. It lets you tap to add 1 mana of any color, and it sometimes lets you tap to add 2 mana in any combination of colors if you want to cast a Lesson spell with it. Having said that, I think a Water Tribe Rallier is just such a strong white card. We obviously have no possible idea whether we're going to end up in blue, let alone both blue and green. So just to showcase the line of thinking on this channel, I'm not just playing more colors just for the sake of playing more colors. It's about putting in the responsible number of 2-drops and creatures and having a good curve in your deck in order to be able to pick up that fun equity of playing with a few extra colors whenever possible, without losing too many games. So we're just going to take the good white 2-drop in that situation. In this pack, you'll note that all of the uncommons are very low quality, and frankly, almost all of the commons are very low quality as well. A few to shout out. I think the best card in the pack is just going to be Airbending Lesson, so spoiler alert, I'm pretty sure that's just what we're taking here. Cunning Maneuver is fine. Otter Penguin can certainly win games. I've actually had plenty of situations where if someone top decks a way of drawing a second card, they're going to sneak in for lethal with Otter Penguin, otherwise they're losing. That actually comes up more than I might have expected in this set. But of course, you'd rather not get into a spot like that. You'd rather just be comfortably winning on board. Airbending Lesson is a card that's powerful enough that it helps you just win games. In this pack, again, we have a situation where there are 3, I think, basically unplayable uncommons, although I'm always curious about the monocolored decks. I think at this point in the format, we're actually getting to the moment where the monocolored decks are having their time to shine. I have a very, very high opinion of a few cards in this pack. Number 1 is Octopus Form, which I really like because it is a lesson. It's a good version of the kind of Snakeskin Veil effect, but it's, and untapping is a very nice defensive kind of a combat trick, as you can untap a blocker into their attack. I also think Watery Grasp is fantastic removal. Deadly Precision is pretty good, and I am definitely learning the appeal of the green ramp deck. I think in this situation, I'm actually just going to take the removal spell when we don't yet have any good reason to care about lessons, but Octopus Farm could be a pick as well. There's one major standout card in this set. It's Gran-Gran. Gran-Gran has been shaping Standard, apparently, which is not a format that I play, but I just won a regional championship qualifier at a local store, which means that I am going to, I have an invite to go play Standard at some regional championship tournament next year. If you do well at that tournament, you get to go to the Pro Tour. So I have to learn Standard now. And one thing I learned is Gran-Gran is also very good in Standard. I already knew it was fantastic in Draft. This pack has much higher quality cards than the last pack. Allies at Last is perfectly good. I do think Jet's Brainwashing, I always love this kind of steal effect. Messenger Hawk goes way later than it should. People should be picking this higher. And Octopus Form and Rocky Rebuke are both respectable cards. But Gran-Gran massively stands out for its quality in that pack. Judy is a unlimited splash special. This is a kind of a card that I love. The unlimited splash philosophy is not just about playing too many colors. It is about doing fun stuff. And Judy is one of the funnest stuff that you can do. I have made, at the RCQ tournament, I made 6 Judys at one time, and there's just all sorts of awesome stuff that you can do with that. I'm going to take It'll Quench Ya here over the second Watery Grasp. It'll Quench Ya is sort of a removal spell, and it is also a lesson, which is very important. So far, my main lesson is, no pun intended, is that blue is quite open, although in this pack, well, there are essentially no signals in this pack. I think Otter Penguin is fine. I'm actually very likely just going to take it here because it's a 2-drop. There are a few other reasonable things to do. I find Swamp Snare Trap gets stuck in your hand a lot. I really don't like this card. Ong's Journey can be good if you're in a very lessons-intensive deck, and we might actually head in that direction. Airship Engine Room helps you if you're going Teamer for the lessons, or if you end up in Is It. And I do think Rumble Arena is pretty good, although it's a tough dance to say whether it actually helps your mana or hurts it. In this pack, I do not like any of these cards. Even I am not zany enough to try to make Elemental Teachings work. Sometimes, again, to the balance of fun versus doability, you have to just say, it's not really doable. I'm just going to grab Rebellious Captives because it's the cheapest card. And in Limited, the cheapest creature is very often the best one. Although in this situation, we're pitching Ostrich Horse against Badger Mole. I actually wonder if it is just the Badger Mole. I'll probably take Ostrich Horse here, but I do think, actually, I've been finding Badger Mole to be pretty commanding. It's a nice common level ramp target, and I was exactly thinking that we might be about to see a raucous audience. So I'll snap that up. I will note the blue-green signpost is gone. So someone at the table is in blue and green, or at least they thought they might be. Here, actually, the best card is Pirate Peddlers. I'm going to speculate on that rather than taking a Turtle Duck. In case we open a Black Bomb or something, it might be the case. Pirate Peddlers is not good, but Turtle Duck is also not good. So I think Origin of Metal Bending is perfectly fine. In Best of One, it's not the best, but it's a thing. And then Zuko's Exile, the fact that this gives a clue to the person whose thing you are removing is just not okay. Like, I kind of wanted the 5-mana colorless removal spell to be good, but the fact that it gives them a clue in compensation is just way too much. Redirect Lightning, I wish this kind of effect could possibly be done in Limited. I have lost so many games trying to make this kind of thing work, and I learned my lesson. I don't even try anymore. And don't tell me about the stats. I know it's not technically a good thing. I just always want it to work. I really want to take a Gran-Gran because I'm very confident that I'm going to be in blue. It was open enough last pack that I think it's the most open color coming from the left. I just want to shout out the Cave of Two Lovers, which I think is a massively strong card. It's very possible that we end up in Teamer with a double Gran-Gran start, and looking for lessons. And this is a good card in Teamer, but I'm just going to take Gran-Gran. You can't do much better in draft than a massively powerful 1-drop. Now, speaking of powerful 1-drops, gets +1/+0 for each ally you control. I note that Gran-Gran is an ally. Rebellious Captives is an ally. We don't have any other allies. I do like Cabbage Merchant for splashability. Rocky Rebuke. North Pole Gates might help us play if we... I don't know. Our white cards are not really anything we would ever want to splash for anyways. Kyoshi Warriors is a very, very strong common. It's a very strong pack all around. Lost Days is a nice removal spell. Union Archers is 3-power 2-drop. But having said all of that, I just think it's Soka. I don't think I'm supposed to take Earth and Ally. First of all, we really don't know if we're going to be green. It could very possibly be cut from the left. I'll actually stack my green cards over here as a question mark. Soka's in blue, and it's just a bomb, in my opinion. Wow, Force of Negation. I was vaguely aware that was on the bonus sheet. How good? It can't be good, right? Only a non-creature spell? So the exiling a blue card you would never 2-for-1 yourself. That's mainly good and constructed because of combat tricks. And then How often do they play a non-creature spell? The exiling also doesn't matter. It's like an anti-combo deck card. I think it'll quench it. It's just better than Force of Negation. It's synergistic and it hits creatures as well. But wow, what an interesting decision to come up. No, I don't think Force of Negation is it. And yeah, I don't think the 3-color Jeskai Allies card is it. I didn't even really talk about that, but I would immediately... Well, I guess we could be Jeskai, but I don't even think that card is particularly good. It's a major build around. I think this kind of very conditional combat trick, board wipe, just gets stuck in your head so often. I think I have a decision here, which is between taking the Forecasting Fortune Teller, which is a fantastic 2-drop, and really, really helps with water bending, by the way. I think that's a big part of why it's so good. And Meditation Pools. Taking Meditation Pools might be interesting to just lay claim to blue-green, but I don't even necessarily want to lay claim to blue-green, especially with the knowledge that there may be another blue-green drafter at this table. And here is a card that I never, ever, ever pass if I can possibly help it. This card says draw 7 cards. That's all I need to know about it. Is it good? It says draw 7 cards. I don't know. Good is like irrelevant. It's operating on a whole other axis from good or bad. I got a Spirit Water Revival off in the match 2 draft of the RCQ. So at a pretty high stakes tournament, I actually did draw 7 cards. And it was at a point when I needed some help to convert a grindy board stall into a victory. Now, the 7 cards were 4 lands, 2 cards that tutor for lands, and a 2-drop. But hey, I would have spent 7 turns drawing those cards if I hadn't played Spirit Water Revival, and I'm sure I couldn't have won if I did that. I'm just going to take Watery Grasp again here. I note Fire Nation Cadets. This is a pretty late Fire Nation Cadets, but we're not really looking for information on what's open from the left because Pack 2 is already halfway done. And Water Tribe Captain is fine. Those are the 2 cards that stick out to me. So maybe we are going to be somewhere in the Jeskai space. Now the question is, Octopus Form is a card that we are most likely to play, certainly. The question is, how much are we giving up by not picking another color here? The best card in the pack maybe is Fire Nation Cadets, which I don't even think is that great a card. Probably the best card in the pack is Octopus Form, actually. I think that's just, in raw terms, the best card in the pack. I will say we're getting very low on creatures. Our creature count is pretty low, and green is looking fully cut. So perhaps, I actually am a flexible waterbender believer. I think this card is pretty good. Not pretty good, but I always think it's like a finisher option at the common level in blue. These blue decks can suffer from what Paul Cheon calls sweetness overload, where you just have too many different things going on, like drawing cards or moving stuff, combat tricks, draw 7, whatever, and you forget to like put ways of winning games into your deck. Flexible Waterbender can be that. I actually wonder, I think Yip Yip has got to be the best card in this pack. And I do strongly suspect there's another blue-green drafter at this table. Wow, Kyoshi Warrior. Is Kyoshi Warriors in a vacuum actually just better than Earth and Ally? For each color among allies you control. I could be 3-color allies. I'm just going to take Kyoshi Warrior. That card is amazing in a vacuum. Forget about doing 5-color allies. Okay, maybe I'll take Force of Negation then. I guess I could take Vindictive Warden. I don't think Force of Negation is making my deck. So I guess I'll just take a Vindictive Warden as a speculation. Let's see, Cunning Maneuver is probably the best card here. I do have a low creature count, but... And then I'll take a... it's probably Earthbending Lesson if I had to play one. And then I actually think Platypus Bear is not like the worst thing in the world. Ren and Shaw. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be Ren and Shawing today. Double red, and we have essentially 0 red cards. But what else could we take? Every uncommon is pretty bad. I think Airbender Reversal is a little underrepresented by its stats. Maybe I do speculate on Ren and Shaw. How likely am I to have 3 or more lessons in the graveyard? Well, it's not like I have 1,000 lessons. I really have 3 lessons that I'm realistically going to be playing. So I don't have the lessons, and I don't even have that color combination in my deck. Seems pretty weak. I think it's just a first-time flyer. This card's fine. It's a 2-drop with evasion that will most of the time be overstated in my deck. It's not what I'm happy to be picking. Pack 3, pick 1. But, okay, Legend of Kyoshi. I think this card can be nutty. you do need some support. It's not just going to be nutty all on its own. But look, I have a Badger Mole. I have some ramp. Worst case scenario, I have an Earthbending lesson. I think this is our signal. This is the signal that we needed. So I'm going to just assume that I'm blue-green now. I'll take the Legend of Kyoshi. I mean, the confusing thing would be if we immediately get past really good white cards. But let's take Legend of Kyoshi. It turns into 5/4 and land, so it rewards if you've been earthbending. Oh, wow. Ozai the Phoenix King. Yeah, the reason this is in here is because it's like impossible to splash. Double red, double black. So you actually have to be specifically Rakdos to play this pretty much. So it's probably, so Haru, I'm not really a Haru believer. I guess it's kind of sweet with Soka because you don't really hate swinging in with your little 1/1. Like you play Haru turn 2, Soka turn 3. But I actually think I'm just going to snap up a Battle Fan here. I think it's probably better in context. Now, maybe the best card in the pack, I mean, Soka's pretty good. I do feel like are we getting cut or are we just seeing bad packs? It's the eternal question. I'm actually going to take Boomy. I think there are a lot of ways that we can up our lesson count. And I do not, Idolquentia has major diminishing returns. You really don't want a third Idolquentia. Rocky Rebuke is all well and good, but with double Watery Grass, double Idolquentia, various combat tricks, a bunch of draw spells, I'm really just looking for stats, especially with Legend of Kyoshi as well, because one thing Boomy delivers on is stats. This could be a draw 7. Look, we have 2 possible draw 7s in our deck. So hopefully we're going to be drawing. Oh, I almost double-clicked True Ancestry. What a blunder that would have been. Because there is the best uncommon in the set in this pack, Invasion Submersible, which, in my opinion, is fully a reward for reading the table and being in blue. Because the one signal I got pack 1 was that blue is open. And by the way, that can happen. Sometimes it's really hard to find your second color when one color is really, really open, because it might mean, say the person next to me is white-black and the person next to them is red and green. Then blue would be really open because neither of those people is in blue, but it's not at all obvious what else is open because everyone's taking the best card in either of those 4 colors. So having one open color often correlates, in my experience, with having some much less open colors. I'll take the Mountain Lion. Again, it goes well with Legend of Kyoshi. It does actually help you with your lands a little bit. Shared Roots is absolutely making my deck. I know it sounds a little weird, but this has absolutely become a ramp deck with a Lessons sub-theme. So Shared Roots is totally fine, even though this is a 2-colored deck and doesn't need it for mana fixing. It's totally fine. I always wanted to see if I could possibly make this card be awesome, because every time I see a card have like horrible results online, I want to, challenge myself by figuring out how to make it work, but I have not had the guts. I wonder if Turtle Duck has a place in my deck. I do not think this is a Bender Waterskin deck. I would like more ramp, but not that kind of ramp. I do think Otter Penguin is good because of the double Gran-Gran. I don't have any reason to splash red whatsoever. So, okay, I guess we're just going with Turtle Duck. Rowdy Snowballers, maybe I could do with another 3-drop. I think that one's going straight in the sideboard. Rocky Rebuke, I'm very interested that is still in here, but I very much do not want to cut a creature below where I'm at right now. So it's possible Rocky Rebuke makes my deck, and actually Cat Owl I don't mind. I really don't have 4 drops. Maybe it ends up being better than Boomy. Boomy seems pretty good. All right, what do I think about this deck? I still have a cut or 2 to make. Maybe I'm just going to cut the Battle Fan. I don't think I gave up anything by taking that. I mean, my first instinct is that I want to cut... What did I take over that Fortune Teller? There was a second Fortune Teller. I don't remember what I took. Oh, it was probably Spirit Water Revival. Who the heck knows if that was technically correct, but it was certainly technically fun. Anyways, my first instinct is that I want to cut Earth Village Ruffians and Kyoshi Battle Fans, these 2 like totally random cards. But I'm definitely concerned that my creature count is low. I think the turtle duck can actually just go. I don't think. I have 2 fantastic 2-drops. By the way, it'll quench you. It's not a creature, but it's a thing to do on turn 2. It's a thing that you mainly want to be doing on turn 2. So how many creatures do we have? I'm counting the invasion submersibles as creatures, by the way, because the thing that makes this card so amazing is it is so easy to turn into a creature. So if you look at it this way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are fully non-creatures, although this does actually ultimately turn into a creature. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we have like 4, let's call them half creatures, and that it'll quench ya is a thing to do on curve, but it's not a creature. That's not that low a creature count. Creatures and non-creatures technically 11, but that's counting these and Kyoshi Battlefan as a non-creature, which this just is a creature. So yeah, I'll cut Earth Village Ruffians. I think Guru's good here. Guru can find me Legend of Kyoshi, by the way. That's very important. Guru can find sagas, even if it's not a lesson or a shrine. If it's a saga, Guru will find it. I would have liked that blue-green dual land, but totally happy with the Forecasting Fortune Teller, which I believe was the other card in that pack. And I don't think white ended up being open, so I think we were right to flee white. It did seem like Rakdos specifically was pretty open, but blue was more open. That was the main signal that I noticed this draft. Okay, so more than happy to send this out, and let's see how it goes. All right, we have a match. I don't think this deck is the best deck I've ever drafted. Gran-Gran is nice. This hand's a little funny. If I get to do some attacks with Gran-Gran, trade in some of these lands for action circa turns 3, 4, 5, then it could be good. Could be good. Momo. All right, well, that does not hold back Gran-Gran. Oh, hello, Boomy. Hello, Boomy. Okay, I think I just pitched the Moose line at this point, probably. I'm guessing I'll have a lesson by turn 6. Just think the Moose line takes so long to be useful. It's not necessarily what I'm in the mood for. All right, in comes Momo. It has Vigilance, right? Yep. In comes Momo. Another Gran-Gran. Okay, now I don't have to be sad if my Gran-Gran dies. Almost certainly I'm just going to pitch my Gran-Gran. Yeah, I'm going to pitch my Gran-Gran. Goodbye, Gran-Gran. Gran-Gran has destroyed the competing Gran-Gran. Yeah, the reason I did that is Gran-Gran is legendary, so... Unless they... I mean, I would be punished if they killed my Gran-Gran right now, but the upside would be I got another card out of that. Now I can play Sokka without fear because they do not have counter mana up. And Sokka is an awesome draw. One top, one bottom. All right, so I have to play the blue in order to get to play Sokka. Now, Invasion Submersible as a backup for this board is like totally sweet. Because I can bounce whatever they play. Yeah, this is awesome. So, Invasion Submersible, bouncing their guy. Then I attack. I want to order Sokka first if it allows me. So this should resolve first. So I draw a card and I get to look at that card. This gives me more decisions to figure out what I want to discard. And I guess I'll get rid of a, sure, whatever. Glad I didn't spend 1,000 turns drawing all of that. Now I get to play a land, and then I'll activate my Submersible on the end of their turn, probably. Still no lessons in the bin, so Boomy is looking worse than the dragon, or the moose, lion. About the only thing it is not is a dragon. That's like the only type of animal I could have named that it is not. Which one is this again? It filters or it can splash you into lessons. Okay. Sentries, I accept. Pass. Then I'll activate this guy. Yes, very interesting. So I could put the Battle Fan on Soka and get to go in with everything here, which is basically cycling Soka. Another option is play the Badger Mole versus holding up It'll Quench Ya. I don't really want to be wasteful. I think I will attack with the Submersible. Then I will play the Badger Mole, and then we're going to have some pretty compelling attacks. Oh, I don't mind if they block. Now, do I even want to play Badger Mole? Because It'll Quench Ya seems really good here. I'll put this on Gran-Gran. I think this is better than developing the board. I just, this is really a judgment call. I just have the feeling that we're going to get something sweet here with It'll Quench Ya. I just have that sense. The magician's sense. Oh. They got me. They got me good. Okay, well, it's not something sweet, but it is something. Wow. I got punished. Well, hey, at least I got a lesson in the bin, so that makes Boomy better. Unfortunately, I cannot attack. Oh, I see what I can do. I can play. Nope. If I get it. My main option is play the land, play Badger Mole, put counters on the land, attack with the land and Soka. And I really want to do that. I think I'm just going to play Boomy. And honestly, I think I want to... Do I want to scry? 4/4 seems good enough here. No. I just want the counters. Because I'm going through so many cards anyways. Or let's say the Earthbend. The only thing about Earthbending is... Well, I could make a 5/5 with the Earthbend. So yeah, let's do that. The reason I did that instead of making a 7/7 is obviously the 7/7 can just die to a single removal spell. All that matters for Soka is that I'm able to attack with something else, so it's about having the biggest other creature. And Badger Mole can Earthbend, if they play, I don't know, like a big chunky 4/4 here or something, Badger Mole can Earthbend onto the forest to make a 5/5. Yeah, so I should still get to attack anyways. So here they can kill Soka if I attack with Soka. So I'm not going to. I'm just going to play Badger Mole, make my land really big, and then attack with Boomy and the land. So I'm going in with a 5/5 and a 4/4. This kind of demands a response. I don't really need to be generating lots of card advantage when I'm so far ahead on the board. Of course, if they play, what is it, like Expel the Interlopers? What is it? Yep, kill the Glider Kids, that's fine. If they play one of the board wipes... Oh, my land survived. I'm not sure they meant to do that. I think they thought they would kill my land. But yes, there is a white board wipe. Okay, well, that's not a board wipe. Yeah, I think they were thinking that Zhang's Deserters is a 2-drop. So now I'm going to move the fan over to the forest because that's the only way that I can actually pick up something from a double block. And then do I just attack with everything? It's gotta be, right? Because you have to block the 6/5. If you take everything else, you would die. So they could block Badger Mole into Soka, killing it. Block this and take 5. Okay, I think I'm not yet going to attack with Soka. I'm being very conservative here. But I just think we're putting on so much pressure. We don't need to put on that extra tiny little bit of pressure. And then it's not overextending to play the Fortune Teller because it replaces itself. If they board wipe, then I can make a clue. Earth Kingdom Scholar. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So I can crack this clue because even if I got the draw 7, I think I could cast it for draw 7. Okay. Now it's time to start going in with Gran-Gran and Soka again. So draw card, draw and discard. Well, that's been happening a lot. All right, well, we got there. So I don't think I said this at the start of the match. I have a theory of this set that many different archetypes are playable in this set. One of the archetypes that I think is playable is just green haymakers. Just ramp into big green threats and put them down on the board. And it gets there more now than it did in the early set, I think. All right, match number 2. Let's see how it goes. X Emacs, is that some... I know Emacs is like a programming thing, but I don't know about X Emacs. This hand seems awesome. I very much like this hand, yeah. Opponent is pondering their mulligan. All right, it took a while, but they've decided to keep it. Okay, Gran-Gran, that's nice. This gives us a future to aspire to. All right, always attack first with Gran-Gran. They let us attack, so I like that. She didn't get Heartless Act before combat. Oh, okay, Airbend is reversal. That makes sense. Well, hey, at least I got a loot out of it. I don't think 2 Idle Quenches is very good. Let's drop Idle Quenchia and play Raucous Audience. The reason I'm doing this is they'll never suspect that we have another Idle Quenchia after I did that. Throw away an Idle Quenchia and then show that you're not holding up Idle Quenchia. All right, play Rebellious Captives next. No attacks and end. So probably we're going to Idle Quenchia, and then the following turn, Watery Grasp Soka and get rid of it. Abandon Air Temple. That's a good one. Just don't play a 2-drop, please. Just not a 2-drop. Okay, thank you. That's a 4-drop. Goodbye. Yep, take 2. Play a land. So we're almost at playing Legend of Kyoshi. It's only a draw 2, unfortunately. So we might want to do the Rebellious Captives first. Next. No attacks. And then I'm actually just going to activate this right now. I can't even articulate why. I guess it gives them a chance to draw the Soka, which is kind of unfortunate. But just feel like maybe there's something... No, I don't know. Yeah, Airbender's reversal maybe in response would punish me. I was like, if I put it on the stack, I'm just sure there are things that they can do. There are ways for me to get punished there. All right, is this activate only as a sorcery? No. So I would rather activate the captives and draw 4 probably, rather than just drawing 2 right now. Yeah, I think that's worth the investment. So I don't want to lose the captives, so I won't attack with it. It's not activate only as a sorcery, right? No attacks, and see what they do. Not a very commanding use of a turn, is it? But hopefully they're just like attacking and air templing. Oh, you can remove it? That would be really bad. I think they're just checking the rules on it. They're checking that I have enough to activate it. All right, good. So they're representing that they don't have a combat trick here. If you activate the temple, I'm happy. Nice. I'm happy. So neither of us really used our turns very well, to be honest. I mean, I think I did the right thing, but we didn't exactly get out of it what you would hope to. So 1, 2, and then 4. But I really want to keep up... Yep, I better play the land first. I really want to keep up a blue to also get to play Gran-Gran. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't think there's any... Oh, I added an extra blue. 5. Oh, I didn't need to tap the... Ah, of course, because this guy adds 2. There we go. That's what I want to do. All right, I don't think there's any 1 white that gets rid of this at instant speed, so we get to draw. And then I think I should just play Gran-Gran over Otter Penguin. If Gran-Gran gets to attack, it's really good for me. And then I will hold back Rebellious Captives. So it should be get to Earthbend 5. It's pretty good. I would certainly double block the Compassionate Healer. All right, take some damage. Another Abandoned Air Temple. I feel like they're drawing a lot of lands, huh? That guy is a, you know, pretty short clock, but I think I can also present a pretty compelling clock to the opponent. So I think we do this for 5. Then I'll play a land. Play a Badger Mole. Just trying not to die here, basically. Tap this for the Badger Mole. Put 2 counters on the forest. They cannot Earthbend at instant speed. I could play Guru, but I really need to just start giving them a clock. Could attack with Gran-Gran, honestly. If they block Gran-Gran, you know, respect. That would be daring. So, yep, I think we can just do that. Draw a card and discard a card. I can lose that. See what you block. They cannot activate Abandoned Air Temple at instant speed. Wow. I mean, that is something else. And then I think, well, what do I want to chump block with? I want to chump block with the Fortune Teller. Them blocking Gran-Gran is quite something. I guess they're thinking their out is to just kill me. Like, kill me this turn. So this thing does not have, it cannot attack the turn it flips. But my lanes do get trample. I don't know why you would ever, I guess this is like not only a limited thing, but I'm like, I don't know why you would ever be adding a bunch of mana when you're already in this situation. So I guess their hope was, you know, can they do 1 trillion damage to me? Do they have another blocker? That could be a little bad for me. Okay. Saga comes back. So I can play Guru, but I don't actually have enough to Shared Roots without having to tap one of my creature lands. Oh, or tap Rocket's Audience. Okay, so, okay, yeah. I was like, I don't know if they have something here, but they're making me think about it, so I'd better do the math. But they were merciful to us. Thank you to my opponent. Okay, 2-0, 2-0. This is often when it kind of falls apart for me. So whenever I'm 2-0, I always take a break and think, now that I've played with the deck a little bit, is there anything that I wish I had a little bit different about it? I mean, that first game I drew a 1-drop, a 2-drop, and a 6-drop, but it worked out. Gran-Gran kind of saved my bacon there. It could be that I want another 3-drop instead of Boomy. Soka did feel a little bit lonely. Earth Village Ruffians is really good with Soka, by the way. Just in the sense that, like, you can attack in with it. But I don't think I actually want to cut anything for that. Could be that I'm supposed to slow down a little bit. Like, maybe Otter Penguin could be improved by having Earth Village Ruffians, but I don't really want to go down on 2-drop creatures. No, I think we should just keep it the way it is. All right, come on, 3-0. We're climbing through the platinum. Is that what I am? Platinum ranks. Hello, Gran-Gran. 1, 2, 3. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Your opponent goes first, so it's not quite as good as if we were on the play. All right, I think I'll keep this hand. The hand that goes Gran-Gran into a 2-drop into Invasion Submersible. I think I can keep that. All right, Gran-Gran. My lesson count is pretty low. Like Boomy. Well, by turn 6, I just need to have found a lesson by turn 6. Come on, no Heartless Acts, please. Honestly, if they Heartless Act, I don't even mind. They're like trading down on mana. That's the beautiful thing about Gran-Gran. If she eats a removal spell, yeah, that's a good way of shutting her down, at least for the moment. All right, Rebellious Captives it is. No, I don't think I'll attack. But thank you for the offer. At least, hopefully what happens here is they play something. Oh, okay, sure. Attack with the Merchant. And then, what's this? Tap an untapped ally you control, exile a card from a graveyard. When it attacks, you can cast an ally spell from on cards you own exiled with this creature. And this is an ally. Okay. So it gives you another way to recur your card that recurs at the moment. I'm sure later on it will do more and very wonderful stuff. So I cannot flip the submersible this turn if I attack with Gran-Gran, and I definitely want to attack with Gran-Gran, so let's go in with both. Ooh, Soka, hello. That's a good draw. Sure, I guess the second forest because I have the moose in my deck. Yeah. Okay, how close are we? 1, 2, 3. If we can get 3 more permanents, we can waterbend 6, including lands. That's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. All right. I notice a lot of people are hesitant to recast the card after you bounce it. So respect for just playing the best card, regardless of the circumstances. Okay, all right, take one. This thing having menace is kind of annoying. Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So I can't do the watery grasp. I guess I could do watery grasp. I'm not even afraid of the rider. Well, the issue would be, the issue with letting the rider live is if they can remove Soka, tap the attack with this thing, and then they get to cast Soka. That would be really bad for me. So actually, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to play into that. I'm just going to watery grasp this right now. The other advantage of watery grasping is it gives me an extra loot off of Gran-Gran. She gets to tap when she does the water bend for watery grasp. So they're deciding whether they want to tap an ally to exile my island. It's a tough choice. It's a tough choice. Essentially, I mean, obviously I would love to play Soka and crash in, but the problem is it's just so horrible for me. If I play Soka, they Heartless Act it, tap Merchant of Many Hats to remove Soka, and then cast it with Boiling Rock Rider. That would just be so terrible. So I am actually going to let them attack because I have no cards. There's nothing they can cast with this. I'll let them pass to attacks. And that holds back their Callous Inspector, whereas if I tap out first, I get to attack with both Callous Inspector and Merchant. And, you know, my life total actually is not the highest here. So I guess they're thinking about whether there's anything else they want to do in their main phase. Maybe they have the 1 black removal spell. It could be. Maybe they want to sack this to kill something. Kill Gran-Gran, perhaps. Okay, I will let them progress to attackers. They choose not to attack, which I think actually makes sense. And then, yeah, I want to tap Gran-Gran. So when Gran-Gran taps, I loot. Yeah, I'm happy to throw away the forest, I think. All right. And then you're going to exile my forest? Sure. Sure, just in case I had big plans for that forest in my graveyard. Goodbye to it. All right. Shared Roots, yeah. Really bad turn to get Shared Roots. Because I cannot cast it and also cast Soka. Well, it's pretty simple. Just going to play Soka. Next. No attacks and end. And then we're going to get to loot. I could have actually, now that I think about it, I guess I could have activated the Submersible on my turn so that if I hit a land off of looting from Gran-Gran, I would get to play that land. But there's a downside to that as well. I suppose I'll put away Idle Quenchia. That's pretty narrow at this point. Something would have to cost, well, yeah, no, something would have to cost 5 or more. I'd rather just put the lesson in my bin. Okay, Guru's pretty good actually. Maybe I just play Guru. And then I can Shared Roots. Then I can put a counter on Soka. Well, Soka's gonna die no matter what. So if I attack with Soka, I'm just trading it for the Merchant. That's pretty awful. So, okay, I'll play Guru, see what I hit. Oh, nothing. Huh, that's a bad whiff. I'll attack with the Submersible. Trade it for the Merchant. Oh, shouldn't have done that. Oh, I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I did that. No, didn't think that through. Because there's no way they're spending 6 mana at instant speed here. They're rightfully thinking for a while, or making me stew in my own failure. Yeah, I didn't really think about that. I don't know why in my head it kind of felt like I was making them take a turn to do this with the merchant, but of course they can just do it at instant speed. It's not, you may only do it during your turn. So just gave them a free card. All right, thank you, Submersible, for coming back to me after I disrespected you so. So I'm 1 away from waterbending. That's kind of cool. I kind of want to just shared roots here. Put a counter on something. No, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the Submersible and try to hit a land. This is whenever you cast a Lesson, Saga, or Shrine. It is a little awkward that I feel like I'm just getting a little bit unfocused from not hitting lands and getting like a little bit, what can I say? Not tilted exactly, just kind of bemused, confused. I'll attack with these two, I suppose. I don't really want to trade Gran-Gran for a 1/1. Perfect. All right, this is very good. Yeah, I don't know why I threw away that Submersible. Sorry, everyone. I feel like I was just struggling with. Okay, I'm giving them a clue here. I think that's fine. I was just struggling with figuring out how to even spend resources in a situation like this, where they're getting quite flooded, and so I feel like I'm playing a tempo game and like I should press my advantage. But at the same time, I was very constrained on lands. I guess no. I was going to say I could have cast Shared Roots before combat to put the counter on Gran-Gran, but that's not accurate at all. I needed to cast the Submersible in order to bounce Merchant of Many Hats in order to even get in with anything. And I only had 4 lands at that time. I drew the land off of Soka. And I will get a... It doesn't matter, right? Maybe another blue... Maybe another green, just in case I have to play a double green at some point as well as something else. All right, pass the turn. I do wonder if they're finding like a board wipe or something. A 6 mana mythic board wipe. I'm always so terrified of that card. Yep, it resolves. It does resolve. Suki. Suki. Same name as the character from the Gilmore Girls. Suki. Other creatures you control at +1/+0. When a permanent leaves the battlefield during your turn, and it's not even a non-token permanent, you make a 1/1. Oh, but it only triggers once each turn. I was like, can't you just keep cycling tokens that way? But all right, we will activate this thing and we'll sacrifice something. Very unlikely, or discard something. Very unlikely to discard whatever is in our hand right now. These are probably 2 of the best possible cards we could have. 4/2 Merchant is a little annoying, I'll give you that much. But drawing 7 is a little annoying as well. Annoyingly good. So when I draw 7, I honestly probably just want to tap all of my creatures. Okay, sorry if things are skipping around here. I don't want to blame my opponent for my own misplays, but there are a lot of time gaps that I am sparing all of you from that are affecting my mental stamina as we wait for every trigger to resolve ever so slowly. So bear with me while I do 30 seconds of thinking and pause the video so you don't have to watch it. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I really want to play this. I really want to waterbend. I stand to take a lot of damage if I tap down everything. So what do I want to tap? Honestly, basically, I think the way to think about this is I want to tap in such a way that I hold up blockers for what they have on the board right now. So what would I want to block Merchant with? Nothing really. but maybe Invasion Submersible. Either of the 2/4s could block this, and then the 2/1, I don't really care, it can come crashing through. I definitely want to tap Gran-Gran for the extra value, because drawing 7 cards is not enough value. No way am I blocking the Stoka, very unlikely with the 2/2. So the way I'm going to tap is probably 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, definitely tap, tap, tap. Then I have one more to pay. I guess let's keep a land untapped, and then if I draw another land, I can potentially play a 2-drop. And I'm holding up some blockers, basically. All right, so draw a card, then discard a card. I wish I could sequence it the other way. Usually, Spirit Water Revival, you're either winning by so much that it doesn't matter by the time you get to cast this mode of it, or you're at such a low life total that it doesn't matter. Hopefully in this situation we've timed it so that it's actually useful to us. I mean, we're winning, but it's not like we're pushing lethal damage on board. I guess if I didn't have it, I would play Boomy. Imagine if Boomy was a land, though. I could, for example, buff Rebellious Captives, giving me a 4/4, but they can trade the Merchant for basically anything until I manage to draw some lessons. So I actually think it is useful in this situation. So yeah, Spirit Water Revival is officially a good card. All right, goodbye Otter Penguin, draw 7. And by the way, a fun thing is it didn't happen, but I could actually redraw the card that I binned, because Spirit Water Revival shuffles your graveyard into your library before you draw the cards. Okay, this makes me wish that I had kept a blue up. I guess I did already play a land for the turn. I kind of thought that I didn't. So if I had a blue up, I would have access to Octopus Form, which gives +1/+1, and by the way, also triggers Guru, so that you can put a +1/+1 counter on something. So hopefully they don't just have lethal damage here. That would be a bummer. That would be a bummer. Oh, I kind of nerfed my own Boomy. Didn't even think about that. This turn Boomy sucks, but at least next turn I get to quench you. I wish the Mouse Lion was the guy who, the 6/6 from, what was it? Lost Caverns of Ixalan, where it gains life when it enters. Oh no, maybe that was in Final Fantasy, actually. I've been playing a lot of both of those sets because, well, not a lot, but Lost Caverns of Ixalan was on Quick Draft, and Final Fantasy is on Premier Draft. So I think I might do a Final Fantasy video as well. Okay, so they just pass the turn back to us. I think what I will do is Watery Grasp. Let's Watery Grasp Suki. All right, our opponent seems to have decided that they were no longer interested in participating in a game with us, which is a downside of Spirit Water Revival. The upside is it tends to demoralize the opponent when you draw 7. The downside is they might just get demoralized into closing the client or shutting down their computer without conceding the game. I do think our opponent was very justified in feeling that they got flooded. They played 8 lands and 4 non-lands that game. But I will also say, when you're playing low impact cards, which an aggro deck is wont to do, but when you're playing low impact cards and no card selection, things that aren't that unlikely flood do tend to feel much worse. So you're more likely to flood because you don't have card selection, and it feels like more of a flood because, you know, the Battle Fan, the Merchant of Many Hats, which is already quite a bad card, and whatever else they were playing, just aren't doing that much for you. Whereas if you have Gran-Gran, for example, you could draw like 8 lands and 4 non-lands, and maybe Gran-Gran gets to throw away 2 lands and convert one of them into a non-land, and then you're really off to the races. And we're on the play with a Gran-Gran, so I'm already happy. Regardless of whatever else happens this game, I'm already happy. They mulliganed to 6. For some reason, I actually get more nervous when my opponents mulligan. I don't know if it's because mulliganing shows discernment, and it worries me that they're, you know, a really clever player. Or, by the way, I'm just going to throw away the other 6-drop. We do not need 2 6-drops. Same decision we faced earlier. Or if it's because very aggressive decks will often reward mulliganing. Okay, this is absolutely getting quenched. No question asked. It can block Gran-Gran and it ramps. No thank you. Let's just head that off right now. Hopefully I find a 3-drop here, or at least a 2-drop. I didn't. So at least I got my double green. Gran-Gran's doing a lot of work for us. I mean, if we had drawn those over the course of a whole bunch of turns, it would have been a lot worse for us. But we have seen every 6-drop in our deck. The 3 most expensive cards in our deck, I believe. So that's always not ideal. And next turn we can Watery Grasp, but we do not have enough to actually Earthbend it away. Holy smokes. Okay, well, Maybe I should just close the client and time out of bitterness. Maybe that would be a good thing to do. I don't really want to spend Watery Grasp on some random 2/3. Next turn I can Watery Grasp and get rid of something all at once. Yeah, that's a better Watery Grasp target. Barrels of Blasting Jelly. Okay, so Boomy's probably getting counters. Wow, another land. Well, thank you, Gran-Gran, for dealing with all of these lands for me. I actually might keep the land. Do I do it this turn? Let's get a little more information. No, I'm afraid of Airbending Lesson in this situation. I haven't had it happen to me. Yeah. I mean, I could get punished. Okay, so basically, my inclination is to throw away the land because Invasion Submersible is so good. I will say, what is Invasion Submersible good against? Like, I don't want to bounce that, and I don't want to bounce that, and I really do want to play one of these two cards next turn. So it's going to look totally weird, but I'm going to get rid of Invasion Submersible. Obviously, would have loved to have that card on a previous turn, although there's not that much I could have done with it. So now we'll be playing Boomy and putting the counters on him, and let's see if we can rip off another draw 7. I do strongly expect this to be countered, but let's try it. And I want the information before I filter with Gran-Gran. Oh, can they flip? Hold on. This enters and triggers, and Boomy would put the counters on himself, and then in response, they can Blasting Jelly it. Yeah, so I do not think I actually want to put the counters. I think I want to Earthbend. So I at least get to draw 3 next turn. If I put the counters on it, they would just smack Boomy with the barrels, I assume. Oh, they can also Lost Days. That's the other thing they can do, yeah. That I don't mind at all. If you Lost Days here, I'm actually quite happy. All right, in with Gran-Gran. And this time I have the freedom of getting rid of the land. Gran-Gran has taken care of so many lands for us this game. I have to be really careful about how I sequence Legend. Okay, thank goodness. Barrel, I will also say it did look like they have some kind of instant speed interaction in their hand, not just the barrels. I would not be surprised if I see a Lost Days this game, although that's not looking like a Lost Days. They did not have Idlequenchia. Whoa, 3 lands off the top. Good for them. Yeah, they did not have Idlequenchia. I'm not going to play around Idlequenchia. So I play this while Lost Days is not up. As I say that, I'm just getting nervous if they just drew Quench. Okay, they would have quenched my Boomy, right? There's no way. Suppose they're holding Quench and they see Boomy come down. Would they ever think, oh, let's just save that to Blasting Jelly? No way, right? There's just no way. No, they don't have Quench. They don't have Quench. I'm going to be shocked. They could have Airbending Lesson my Forest. I guess that's how I get really punished. Does it resolve? That I'm only going to sigh in relief when this actually resolves. Okay. All right. Yeah, I really didn't think that they had whatever. Let's see. I don't really want to bounce either of their cards. Does Gran-Gran go in? I don't they definitely don't have interaction, right? I mean, I guess they could have Razor Rings, but Razor Rings, I do still get to block the horse. So yeah, I'll send in Gran-Gran. They do have interaction? No, it's like they had Airbending. Oh, Airbending Lesson can't hit the forest. That's what happened. Got it. Yep, got it. That makes sense. Probably going to pitch the Otter Penguin, honestly. I have more than enough stuff to play, and lands seem good here. Yep, got it. So maybe I do Invasion Submersible on the Glider Kids. If it's kind of a desperate move, so I really hope I don't have to. I'll get to Earthbend. 5, probably. I'm glad. Oh, they have Invasion. That's funny. All right. Well, mine is 1 turn sooner. By the way, I can Invasion Submersible my own Legend of Kyoshi if I want to. It's kind of a funny line. I absolutely have to block. There's like no way I get away with not blocking here. I'm at too low a life total. All right, so I'm gonna get 5-5. And now I think I'm just playing an aggro game, right? So I'm going to attack for 5. I will bounce their glider kids, even though it technically gives them some value. Hold on. Yes, I haven't played a land. Okay. I will bounce their glider kids. I will play a Gurupathic. It does give them an extra counter on their land, but this cannot return the land anyways, so... Oh man, this thing, it keeps whiffing. I don't think it's actually a bad inclusion in my deck, though. I cannot activate the Submersible this turn, but that's fine. I can get value off of Gran-Gran next turn by doing that. So they get a 6/6 land? Okay. If I can find a lesson, which I was hoping to find there, then I would get to put a counter on my forest and attack. Oh, unless you're about to get rid of Gurupathic. I can't help but feel that I'm lost now. It seems that they drew better than I did. Yep, Ong the Last Airbender absolutely is a better draw than whatever I had. Okay. And then they get to recast their Glider Kids and Scry. Alright, take 6. And I'm dying next turn unless I can stick my first time flyer, I suppose. Getting to recast Gurupathic is pretty awesome, though. I guess they thought I don't have any lessons in my deck. Oh my goodness. Okay, maybe I'm just not supposed to be playing Guru. It's quite pathetic to be hitting so infrequently with Guru. Tap, tap, and tap. I just really want to loot off of Gran-Gran. Wow, that's so bad. That is so bad. Yep, okay, looks like GG. So attack, attack. Avatar Kyoshi will chump block the forest, I guess, which is going to trample over for 2. I can't hold up the counter, can I? I just have to be as aggressive as possible, I think. I can't hold out hope for Quench. All right, let's just see if they have any interactive spell and I die here. I wonder what I could have done differently. Can't help but feel that basically just the card quality of what each of us drew off of the Legend of Kyoshi was really what determined the game, because it looks like they got Airbending Lesson and Ong, and then that already is just better than whatever I got. Maybe I was supposed to hold back my forest. I just don't think so. I think I just had to get lucky. I basically had to say, go ahead and show me that you have interaction. Basically just prove that you have the interaction. Okay, so they get through 3, 4, 5. Oh, they got through 5 right now. Yep, this is lethal. If they make the right attack, this is lethal. So it's like block, block, and then I take 5. Yep, exactly 5. Oh no, I take 6. Oh man, that's too bad. Wow. Well, I mean, another way of saying that the card quality that they drew is higher is that their card quality was just better than mine. I mean, they had Ong and Airbending Lesson in their deck available to be drawn, which I do not have. So yeah, good for them. Fair beats. All right, match 4, we are 3-1. Okay, so technically I can forest cycle. I can spend turn 1 doing nothing, turn 2 forest cycling the lion, turn 3 doing nothing, turn 4 doing nothing, and then play Badger Mole into Legend if I manage to draw another forest. How about no? I guess this is better. Probably like this. And I want the draw. My opponent is playing 47 cards, which is quite daring. Whenever something bonkers like that happens, I just get nervous. Whenever I face someone who's playing 60 cards or whatever, I just worry that... I don't believe it can possibly be correct, but I worry that they know something that I don't know. I'm absolutely just going to ramp here. Cannot get countered, thankfully. They're not in those colors. Just grab a forest. Maybe Guru will find me something. I guess I had Octopus Form on the bottom, but I just put it back. Just shuffled it in, I mean. This card, I know that it's not that great, but I always lose to it. All right. I can Watery Grasp one of their lands. Hey, face up, it'll quench you. All right. Make them really think about everything they do from now on. So next turn, kind of want to play the Battle Fan or Otter Penguin, either one. Hold up, it'll quench you, because when I play it'll quench you, I'm going to get a counter on something. I do not want to bounce Toph. Invasion Submersible is amazing, but it does make you realize how many cards in this set have ETB effects. And speaking of ETB effects, that's one of the very best in the whole format. Really, really, really crushing start from the opponent. Toph into Earthbender Ascension. It does look like maybe they're missing a land right now. Oh. Oh. Okay. Okay. That makes Watery Grasp pretty sweet. Yes, I take it. So I'm going to Earthbender Ascension. Play a land. Play a Battle Fan. And hold up, it'll quench you. Do I attack? Yeah. I don't really see why not. Oh, right. No. It's not that they were missing a land drop. It's just that you want to hold your lands if you have Earthbender Ascension to start ticking up the clock. I would say we're about 20% to win this game. It'll quench you is not very good when it's face up. Otter Penguin's basically not a card, and Invasion Submersible is terrible in this situation because they're just playing things with... did they just play that into the counter? I guess whatever they're going to play next turn is like really incredible. But I find that bizarre. So I can bounce the Ascension. They would get another Earthbend and another card. That does not sound good. I can also bounce Toph, letting them Earthbend again. And making Toph bigger also does not sound good. Well... sounds like I just kind of have no options. And Gran-Gran is just a horrible draw here. Just horrible. Yeah, so they've just signaled that they're about to play something like totally crushing. Whatever they're about to play is what they baited the counter out of my hand to resolve. So I think we're toast. But I'm fighting it out. Another boulder. Okay, I see how it is. Well, that's better than what I was worried about. All right, end of turn. Activate this, tap Gran-Gran. I get a loot. Octopus Farm actually would have been a pretty good draw, but yeah, it's better to have that, and then that makes Toph bad, so I like that. Okay, so Invasion Submersible is a non-creature spell, so it costs one less. I can't actually play this, right? That's just saying I could, yes. All right, so I'll do this. I'll bounce your boulder. Thankfully, they do not have the extra land to start putting counters on things. And then Otter Penguin's going to get buffed. And I have 3 to activate the submarine, so it looks like these are just my attacks. Gran-Gran, and I can put away it'll quench it, I think. Actually, no, because I can it counter the boulder? Maybe. Maybe. Is it worth... Oh, yeah. Wow, this is a tough one. This is a tough one. The lion feels pretty good here. Yeah. Well, how good is it if they resolve the boulder? It's kind of a problem for me, but... I want the lion. I think lion is good in this situation. All right. Next, bonk, 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 and end. I don't know. If I don't see a land, then then I'm punished. And if they don't play a land, then I'm punished. All right, Boulder. All right, well, you know, we took a bet and not all bets work out, but hey, we still have our Mouse Lion. And we get to play it. Okay, very good. Yeah, I'll just clonk it down. I'm just betting that a 7/7 is pretty good in this situation because I assume their deck ticks on just wanting to have stats. I think next turn I actually just attack with everything. It depends on what they resolve here, but maybe Toph blocks the Mouse Lion, the Boulder blocks Guru Pathic, and I would get in 3. Almost lethal, almost lethal. But we'll see what they play. If they have another like 2 blockers, then that totally changes the situation. We shall see. I think it's very lucky for us that they got stuck on lands. When I said we're 20% to win, that was like, okay, well, that's 2 blockers. Oh, and then you also found a land. Whew. Oh, no, you didn't. Okay. Ugh, terrible draw. I'm sure I just go in with everything here. Maybe I re-equip the Battle Fan to what? Invasion Submersible? If I attack with everything, what's going to happen? Probably the 2/2 blocks the, like the least important creature blocks the Moose Lion. Earth Kingdom General blocks Gran-Gran. Toph blocks whatever, maybe the 3/2. And then the Boulder blocks Invasion Submersible. So losing Gran-Gran to Earth Kingdom General is the unfortunate thing. Attacking with everything gives them really good blocks. I might just put Kyoshi Battle Fan on Invasion Submersible and go in with those 2. Drawing a land was really painful, huh? Maybe I do just try to cash in Gran-Gran for some action here. How bad is it for me if I attack with everything? Attack with everything. The Boulder gets to survive and then potentially even attack, though. I wish this thing had Trample. It would be so much better with Trample. Gran-Gran does push through 3 damage with the Otter Penguin. So maybe I just cash in Gran-Gran. Put the Battle Fan on the Submersible. And go in with those 4 and hold back the others. I think it just gives them too many good blocks if I throw away Guru. Gran-Gran is reaching the end of her usefulness, and I really don't want to just miss this draw step. Ugh, that's basically missing the draw step. Wow. All right. I mean, they have some pretty good blocks. Like, they can trade Omashu City for Invasion Submersible, but then they have to find something to block the Lion with. No, they don't have to, but what could this be? It costs 0 mana? What are you pondering here? Oh, I missed that they have a land up, of course. Okay, fine. Well, I'll kill Earth Kingdom General in a heartbeat. Oh, okay. Okay. Now, this is kind of scary. This is not what I expected. They're kind of throwing everything away here. Well, I guess Earth Kingdom General surviving means they can be gaining life. I'm not going to play Raucous Audience. Absolutely not. I like these blocks. I mean, these blocks look like they're representing that they have something, and I'm not really sure what that something is in their colors. Those are the kinds of blocks you would line up right before board wiping, in my opinion. Taking 7. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Well, now that you did that, I'm actually a little bit less afraid of some catastrophic change happening. So I'm going to play this, and I'm actually going to put the Battle Fan probably right on Raucous Audience. See what you got. Yeah, that was surprising. I wonder what this is. Another Boulder. Could be a Badger Mole. Some rare, obviously. Raucous Audience is not what I was thinking. Zhong, also not what I was thinking. Okay. All right. The tide remains unturned. So I can Watery Grasp what? Zhong. I think it's worth it. I think every little bit counts at this stage. So I Watery Grasp Jong Jong. Send it away. I guess I could have gotten rid of their 2/2. That would have been pretty funny. Attack, attack. Attack, attack. They can't really double block, can they? I feel like attacking with everything is the way. They can't really double block. They absolutely cannot double block. So I should attack with everything. Oh, this has been quite a game. Them getting stuck on 4 mana was huge for me. Otherwise, they would have just curved out and just crushed. But they were drawing a lot of like 2-drops. Yep, and they're making value blocks, which makes perfect sense. Getting Earth Kingdom General off the board is really big, though. If you have a land, you can start growing your stuff. I mean, if they find a way to deal with the Moose Lion, it's over for me. Getting rid of Earth Kingdom General, though, means they're hopefully just stuck at 4 life, unless they found another one. Yeah, it makes sense. I would put it on the Omashu City, probably. Basically, just grow your least big creature. Because who knows, I could always top deck another Watery Grasp, for example. Oh my goodness. I almost have lethal. If I find a lesson. Oh man, why does it happen to me? Oh man. That's really sad. That is really sad. My deck failed me at many of the crucial moments in this game. It really, really failed me. Yep, it really delivered a lot of lands at all the wrong times. Yep. Yeah, they just need 1 blocker and they're winning. And let's see, my flyers. My flyer is in the deck. With another bunch of little creatures. Octopus form is gone for protection. Hello, Longfang. Them having a 9/9 is a little bad for me. And they have a Rocky Rebuke. Yep. Okay. Unfortunately, I don't get to draw 7. So I could do 1, 2, 3. I actually could draw 7. Do I do it? So next turn, they're going to go 9, 10, 11 to my face, and this thing's going to get trample. What are the odds that draw 2 does it for me? I think I actually have to go for it. It's like, what are the odds that draw 2 gets me what I need? I need, like, my other watery... Oh, no, both of my Watery Grass are in the bin. Invasion Submersible. If I find Invasion Submersible, I'm actually okay. And I don't think they can just kill me this turn. So, yeah, let's draw 7. Oh, yeah, it shuffles my Watery Grasps in, so that's also huge. Oh, yeah. I did find Watery Grasp. Actually, Badger Mole could do the trick here. Because it gives a land haste. This thing gives their land hexproof, unfortunately. I didn't think about that. So Watery Grasp doesn't even do it because Kyoshi was flipping. Well, I did say I was 20% to win this game, and I was factoring all of this in. I was basically like, if something really bad happens to them, like them getting stuck on 4 lands, I still need things to independently go my way. I'm just going to be sad if this is a 3-3 deck. I really hope we can pick up another win next game. Or by some miracle pull this game out. Let's see. So with Badger Mole, 4, 5, 6, if I can get rid of... Basically, maybe they do something like attack with Omashu City and Longfang. Just dreaming here. Then I get to Watery Grasp Kyoshi, play Badger Mole, so that's 5, make it 2/2. Oh, they're not attacking with Omashu City. Okay, so let's think here. Invasion Submersible, bouncing Kyoshi. Okay, no matter what I'm playing a land. Invasion Submersible, bouncing Kyoshi. Watery Grasp on Omashu City and shuffle it in. right? Invasion Submersible and Avatar Kyoshi. Watery Grasp on Omashu City and shuffle it in. Using basically Invasion Submersible, the Battle Fan, and 3 lands. And then I attack. Yeah, I think that's it just has to work. This is the one way for this to work, I think. So bounce that guy to get Omashu City to not have hexproof. Watery Grasp on Omashu City. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I actually can quench this thing if they try to play it next turn, if they survive this line. I'm going to water bend it by going tap, not the creature. Tap, tap, tap. Oh, I'm one short. I'm one short of doing all this and having it'll quench you up. Okay. Well, that's too bad, but quench is like a marginal thing here. So goodbye to that guy. You can tap it for mana if you want to. That's fine. And then I attack and just force you to have something. I wish I could have quenched, actually. Do you have a removal spell? But this thing only draws them 2 next turn. Oh, sack it to draw a card to find a removal spell. Yep. Oh yeah, the Earth, when it dies, Earthbender Ascension makes a thing. Do you have Heartless Act? Victory! Oh man, wow, what a game. That was awesome. Props to the opponent. Very well played at every moment by them, I think. Wow, I mean, wow. And they were playing from a very tough spot because frankly, their deck is better than mine, no doubt. They got totally stuck on 4 lands. Very painful, especially when they had Earthbender Ascension, which was ramping them into their lands. So very tight spot for the opponent, very unlucky. And then us having the draw 7 spell and shuffling both of our Watery Grasps into our deck turned out to be absolutely crucial. So man, that was quite a game. That was quite a game. This hand, it's not even a question to me that it's a keep. It does only have one of our colors, but we have a removal spell, a semi-counter / combat trick, a 2-drop, and also a counter. And here we go, finding our other color. So I'm going to play the ramp spell the ramp creature first. I'll take some damage from Yu-Gi-Oh! Archers. That's the price of doing business. Okay, Lightning Strike. So next turn, we're going to Watery Grasp Yu-Gi-Oh! Archers to just not fall too far behind here. And I need to play blue, and then we're going to hold up It'll Quench Ya. And hopefully we'll get something off of Quench. The opponent is it? So they may have like cheaper spells. Oh, wow, that turned out to be pretty punishing for the opponent. So no complaints here. I mean, not that I'm like happy when my opponents get mana screwed, but oh man, that was yeah, let's just go, yeah, ding. That's why we play this card. It does mean that we don't have It'll Quench Ya, but they didn't have any 3-drop last turn, so okay, maybe we get punished. Oh, we get punished. So we had a counter spell and they play one of the absolute best cards in the entire format. Yeah, I mean, that's how it goes. I could have held up my counter spell, but it just feels really, really bad to let the Otter Penguin die when I have the counter in my hand. But yeah, we probably lose here. I can't really see you winning after this. We did just win a very implausible game, but this is too much to overcome. I think there's basically no way. Play a land to look really helpless. Also because it lets us activate Watery Grasp if we want. Yu-Gi-Oh! Archers is now a pretty bad draw, I think. Actually, it's a pretty good draw. Maybe I don't even want to do that. Yeah, I have to let that resolve. Yeah, I'd say it's GG. I can probably just concede. But I'll play another turn just in case. Lightning Strike on the island. Firebending Lesson. Wow, their deck is absolutely sick. That's going to be it. Is they're just going to make a dragon next turn. Yep, I tapped down on the wrong turn, I guess. I mean, I should have let Otter Penguin die. But, you know, I mean, you cannot over-index too much on that kind of situation. Like, they played maybe the best card in the format, or it's like at least one of the best 3 to 5 cards in the format. Is there anything we can do to be a little bit better? Are we leaving out any cards that we could play? Honestly, no. Nothing would have been very good that game. The Moose line is predictably bad, but you know, having the 7/7 did win that game for us. But maybe actually cut the Moose line and play the Waterbender, because I am looking at a lot of 6-drops in a lot of these games. That was brutal. That was a brutal game. I mean, the opponent's deck was out of control, but that'll happen when you play that draw 3 saga. And we pulled off a pretty implausible win game before last, so we can only complain so much. Shared Root's looking pretty bad here, I'll admit, but maybe Gran-Gran will take care of it for us by letting us throw it away. Honestly, maybe I do play it turn 2 non-land permanent, so goodbye Invasion Submersible. I think I actually will play it over It'll Quench Ya. I mean over Otter Penguin. But actually, no, if I hold up Quench, it's too pathetically obvious. Let's just get another land out of there. I'm feeling so far behind already. Oh, or not. The opponent can miss a land drop. Play this, play a land. Unfortunately, there are no attacks to be had. Yeah, let's definitely quench that. Oh, our opponents are not having luck with their lands. 2 games ago, they got stuck on... do I offer the trade of Otter Penguin? Probably not. That seems wasteful. I'll just play Rebellious Captives and then we can start attacking next turn. I'm not exactly punishing the 2-lander. But yeah, 2 games ago they got stuck on 4 lands. Last game they got stuck on 3 lands. This game they get stuck on 2 lands. Maybe next game they get stuck on 1 land, eh? Could happen. All right, so the reason I did it like this is because it kind of makes them feel like they are asking me to give up tempo for this. Little do they know, my deck has just nothing to do in this situation. Are they still not hitting a land? Okay, they got one. It's like, this is really implausible. It was already really implausible, but that is quite implausible. Yeah, you probably don't want to bounce the captives, huh? Oh, I can throw away my Gran-Gran now. All right, in with the team for sure. Oh, Boomy is kind of nice with 2 lessons in the bin. Don't hate that. I guess I'll pitch this Gran-Gran. Would have liked... No, I mean, Boomy's like a sweet draw. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Penguin. And Battle Fan. Yeah, we're definitely getting lucky. Now, maybe I was supposed to hold something back in case they draw Corrupt Court Official, but they would have played it before if they had it, so. All right, yeah, well, that was unlucky for the opponent, very lucky for me. Yeah, that game 2 games ago, by the way, I'm just still stuck on that game. The turnaround where they got stuck on 4 lands, played a bunch of boulders. I played a Moose Lion, Mouse Lion, and eventually won. I do want to shout out, the draw 7 card was completely clutch. I guess I said it already, that I had to shuffle my Watery Grasps back in to my deck. But I had exactly enough to do the draw 7. This seems like a good hand. This is the rare, actually good hand from my deck. Also, was that the person who was playing 50 cards or whatever, or 47 cards? Because it would actually explain, perhaps they have the 6 mana enchantment that draws a whole bunch. Perhaps they had a lot of other cards that they felt were drawing a lot. I might be mixing up who had which one, but that could kind of explain why they were playing so many cards. Here, I'm actually going to play, let's see, this is +1/+0. I'm actually going to play Kyoshi Battle Fan. It's the one that I would most like to trade. And the Fortune Teller is, all the 2 drops, it's the best one to play in turn 4, especially if it'll quench you up, because you can play this for 2 mana on turn 4, and then hold up either cracking your clue on their end step, or it'll quench you in something. And if they're going to Firebending Lesson something, I'm very happy that it's the ally token that leaves behind an equipment rather than being my captives. Although honestly, I would trade any of these cards for value. Now the question is, I wonder if I actually just play the Fortune Teller, because does it block this and survive? So this is attacking as a 2/2, and then it would be at 3/2 if they activate this. So it doesn't even block it. I'll play the captives. It's possible I was supposed to Spirit Water Revival just for mana efficiency and because I really want to hit my next 2-drop, or my next land rather than playing a 2-drop. But that feels tough to throw off the revival right now. Not just because Fortune Teller gets me, if I play Fortune Teller onto this board, it gets me 2/3 of the way to waterbending. Although, you know, I do love drawing 7 cards. Oh, you know what helps me waterbend 6? But yeah, Iro Tea Master is probably going to kill me here. I will definitely make this trade, because I can't just be taking 2 every turn. It's pretty simple logic. Oh, that is a nice one. So I'll put this on the Tea Master. That's a really, really good draw for me. Then I'm going to play this because it's waterbending neutral. Then Iro, if they want to give me something, the moment that they give it to me, I'm going to get to waterbend Iro back into their deck. And then, by the way, if I can get one more land, I'm on Spirit Water Revival. It does make Italquenchia horrible, because I'm, you know, Italquenchia demands that you hit your land drops. If you don't have your land drops, then I'm assuming that they're not going to do this. Giving me a 2/2 here. Oh, if they give me a land, I'm thrilled. But it means I can't waterbend. I didn't really think about that. I would love to hit a land here because of this. That would be beautiful. If you give me the 2/2, I'm not even that far behind. Okay, yeah. Okay, they didn't do it. Oh, maybe they were looking at the interface, because I haven't actually played Iro online. Yeah, I'll just block there, right? I don't think I can be punished for that. All right, we kind of shut down Iro. Yeah. So it's first time flyer. Wow, I mean, where are my lands hiding? This is painful. So it's at the beginning of combat. Play first time flyer. I don't even have a lesson in the bin. It's so sad, because I just haven't found a land for Italquenchia. Well, this is the karma for everything I've been, you know, my opponents have been going through. Okay, so I'm not going to let them pass to combat. Borcupine, sure. Well, if I can just get some lands. Right, do this, and then they go in for 6. That's a lot. Right, I'll take it for now. I'm probably going to have to start chump blocking soon. Okay, that's a land, thank you. So Spirit Water Revival, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I would have to tap everything. Might not be the thing to do right now. If I Spirit Water Revival and tap everything, they're almost killing me. A single non-creature spell kills me. I think we may have let it go too long. Like, I needed to get a land a little while ago. Next, no attacks. And I'm going to probably try to do some double blocking here. Maybe even some chump blocking. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, it's an easy double block. Preserves a chump blocker. I do have a food, but probably I have to cast Spirit Water Revival for the unfun mode. Going down to 3. Oh man, that's where all my lands are. That's very annoying. I think I just... No, I don't think I even do that. Let's crack the clue. See if we can get anything. Wow. I needed to draw things in a very different order this game, huh? I almost just die. I'm going to need to crack my clue to survive. That's really sad because I really had a lot going on. But again, I mean, live by the variance, die by the variance. They could lightning strike me in response here. They don't have it. I don't think I have anything that can save me. Yeah, no, there's absolutely no way. Well, I guess let's try drawing 2. This is the downside of this card, obviously. If you don't get lands, it's no good, and if it were something that affected the board, I might have survived. But it saved me so many times, how can I even complain about that? Well, this draft was totally ridiculous. I got mana screwed, then 3 of my opponents got mana screwed, then I got mana screwed. But hey, going 5-3, I can hardly complain about it. Going back and looking at this deck, the way that I had it most of the time, I did not have flexible waterbender, and instead I had the Moose Lion. Yeah, and that was actually a good switch in that last game. I found the Otter Penguin to be totally underwhelming. And, you know, the various 2-drops, I had a lot of filler in the 2-drop slot, to be honest. Even First Time Flyer was not that great in my deck. But then I had some total all-stars. Oh, yeah, and this 6-drop, it still felt too expensive. I think I didn't really succeed on the ramp front. I kind of only had 2 ramp cards, so it wasn't even really that good a ramp deck. And also Guru Pathic. These are kind of things that did not come together. Guru Pathic was not finding things a lot of the time. Cards that were predictably great, I mean, Watery Grasp, Invasion Submersible, even 2 Idle Quenches, they get stuck in your hand, like, kind of a lot. Forecasting Fortune Teller, every time I saw Gran-Gran, especially turn 1 on the play, it really felt very hard to lose. And of course, Soga plus Gran-Gran is just like, every game where I saw that, it just felt like we were winning by so much. And then, of course, Legend of Kyoshi. So, totally sweet draft, really loved that. I loved getting off the number of... the number of Spirit Water revivals that I got off. That was totally sweet. So thanks very much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this unlimited splash, which was only 2 colors, but we got so much fun equity in Spirit Water Revival. It was very much my style of drafting. So if you enjoyed it, I really hope you'll join me for future unlimited splashes.